Riverview Farmstead in Naperville is home to the Clow Family Farmstead. Thomas Clow and his wife Margaret raised their family and made their living on this farm as one of the area's first settlers. The three remaining buildings stand as a snapshot of farm life during the 1800s. Recently, we sat down and talked to two descendants of the Clow family. They discussed what it meant to be a landowner and how that was viewed in society during that time.
Land ownership, to be a landowner, was considered to be prestigious. And so farmers had this kind of prestige if they owned their own farm. And as I say, in many cases they were very well educated. Many of them went on to become political leaders and all of this kind of thing. Land ownership was considered to be a really important thing. At least our ancestors, the ones that I know, all considered themselves part of the business class. And if there was anything that they didn't want to be, or they thought was the thing to be avoided at all costs, it was being labor. And therefore, yes, it was land ownership, but it was really the sort of idea that you were your own business and your own source of income and your own controller of your fate. And that was a big deal.
The great-great-nephews of Thomas Clow, Jim and Jeff, recognized the importance of preserving the land. The Forest Preserve District began to purchase the 388-acre preserve in 1994.
Well, I'm very happy with that, very happy with it. Because otherwise it would just be gone. And I just think that's a pity. And I also think that it serves as kind of a single example of homesteading, where it isn't just, well, this is what homesteaders did. This is what these homesteaders did. I think that makes it, I like that idea, what the possessions they had, their diaries, this one family, photographs. I like that idea. I think it's a very important museum and a kind of reminder of where this whole area comes from. It's one of the historic landmarks, and I think it's as important as any of the national parks in many ways, or some of the other things that are kept from other eras. If you put together the written accounts and so forth, what you get is a pretty good idea of what it was like for 100 years in this area.
The Clow family carries a legacy and forever has a place in this area's history. The Collins brothers are aware of the importance the name has and are appreciative to know so much about their ancestors.
You're a product of a set of ancestors. The Clows are one side of the family. And what's interesting about it in a way is that we know a lot about it. And, they're interesting people. But I think the other side is that we shared a fair amount of time with at least 3 generations of them. I am what I am partly because I got brought up by these people. I guess the interest in making things and doing things myself. Those were the first words I spoke, my mother says. I was trying to tie my own shoelaces, and I was having trouble, and she was going to go to help, and I said, help self. And that's about the first 2 words I ever spoke. And that's been kind of I'm sure that comes from this farm. I think being in the rural environment, that feel.
Riverview Farmstead stands as a living testament to the hard work and life the Clow family created in this part of Will County. Without it, the insight into what farming and homesteading was like back in the 1800s would be lost. For more information, visit reconnectwithnature.org.